Bienvenue, oh you're here, come in, you're just in time. I am in the kitchen today and I have to tell you, the kitchen on a Thursday is one of my very favorite things. There's something about Thursday that finally wants to feed people. Monday resets, Tuesday all about dresses, Wednesday makes things, but Thursday is when the week gets generous. I love Thursday for that. The window is open, as always. There's a small bowl of lemons on the counter that has been there all week, and which I have kept not using because I enjoy looking at them too much. Today, they go in the pasta. A lemon on the counter is a kind of promise, I think, an intention that keeps getting postponed until it finally becomes the right moment. This is the right moment. We're talking about citrus and honey today, about summer food at its simplest and most generous. I have a pasta recipe I want to walk you through. 20 minutes, handful of ingredients, the kind of thing that tastes far more considered than it is. And I want to talk about what it means to cook for the season rather than against it. Come and sit down first. The kettle's just gone. There's a very small practice I've been doing in the kitchen lately that I want to share because it sounds silly and works remarkably well. Before I start cooking anything, even something simple, I take about 30 seconds to set the space. Not in any ceremonial way, I just clear the counter I'm working on, wipe it down, fill a glass of cold water, and put it somewhere I can reach it, and put something on to listen to. That's all, 30 seconds. It sounds like nothing, but it changes the cooking completely. When the counter is clear and there's music on and there's a cold glass of water within reach, the whole thing feels less like a task and more like an event. Like the kitchen has agreed to cooperate. If you feel like doing something alongside me today, here are a few kitchen-friendly options. Go and see what citrus you have, lemons, limes, and orange. Take one out of the fruit bowl and put it on the counter where you can see it. Just that, as a gesture toward the day. Or if there are any herbs in your garden or on your windowsill, mint, thyme, basil, whatever is there, cut a small stem and put it in a glass of water on the kitchen window. Fresh herbs in the kitchen in June are one of the simplest luxuries there is. Or, if you want something more concrete, tonight, make the pasta I'm going to tell you about. It takes 20 minutes and tastes like summer. A quick word, because you're here, and that tells me you understand what it is to love the seasons. On Wednesdays, I'm in the atelier, and one of the things I love to do there is design patterns with my daughter, Gwen. She came to art with so much joy that it became something we make together. Ladybirds and folk florals, pastel botanicals, warm linen textures, things that belong in beautiful rooms. The shop is called Gwen's Gardenias, named for her because she's the heart of it. Fabric and wallpaper is on Spoonflower, and finished goods, pillows, tea towels, bags, backpacks on Redbubble. The links are in the show notes. If you find it something you love there, truly it would mean the world if you would just grab it. Right, let's carry on. I always love the library, but on Thursdays I love it specifically because there's something very right about reading something beautiful in a kitchen that already smells of things. I've been sitting with a line all week. It's from Brillat-Savarin. I hope I said that right. My husband can make fun of me later. He's a French lawyer and gastronome who wrote The Physiology of Taste in 1825. The whole book is a pleasure, genuinely, and I recommend it to anyone who thinks of eating as something more than fuel. But there's one line in particular I have been carrying since Tuesday. Tell me what you eat, and I will tell you what you are. That's it. That's the whole thing. Tell me what you eat, and I will tell you what you are. I love this because it's not really about food. It's about attention. What you eat tells me what you think matters, whether you feed yourself well or badly, carefully or carelessly, whether you have learned to take pleasure in ordinary daily things or saved it all for special occasions that never quite arrive. I think about this in the context of June. What should a person who is fully alive to June be eating right now? Cold fruit, fresh herbs, things with lemon in them, meals light enough that the evening still feels like evening afterwards, food that respects the warmth and doesn't fight it. That's the answer, I think. That's what June says, if you listen to it. Come through to the ballroom for a few minutes. I've put something on. It's quiet and folk, and it sounds like an open window, which is exactly right for this morning. Take a few minutes for yourself, write something, a to-do list in your journal, or just sit with your tea. Let the music do what it does. love that kind of music on a Thursday. Unhurried, like the day has time. Time to move on to the nursery. I want to tell you about a meal I had once that I have never quite forgotten. I was maybe 12 or 13 on a summer holiday with my family. We were somewhere warm, somewhere with a garden and an outdoor table and the kind of heat that makes everything taste better than it would otherwise. And someone, I don't remember who, one of the adults, made pasta. Just pasta with olive oil and garlic and a great deal of lemon and whatever herbs were in the garden. And there was bread and there was a jug of cold water, and we ate it outside in the early evening when the light was going golden. I have tried to recreate that meal approximately 40 times since, and I never quite get it right. Not because the recipe is complicated, it's one of the most simple recipes in the world, but because the meal was not really about the pasta. It was about the table, the light, the people, being 12 and warm and on holiday and not yet knowing that you would spend the next 30 years trying to get back to exactly that feeling. Food does that, I think, more than almost anything else. It fixes a moment in the body in a way that nothing else quite manages, which is why when you taste something right, something that is exactly the right thing for the season and the day and the company, it matters rather more than a meal usually does. That's what I'm trying to make on Thursdays. Not elaborate, not impressive, just right. Come into the kitchen with me. I want to show you what I'm doing, and then I want you to do it too, tonight or this weekend or whenever your life allows. Here's the pasta. I call it honey lemon pasta, which is perhaps not a very romantic name, but it is an honest one, and I think honesty in food is worth something. You need spaghetti, enough for however many people you're feeding, a lemon, good olive oil, the kind that tastes like something, not the kind that tastes like nothing, a spoonful of honey, fresh thyme if you have it, or dried if you don't, and pecorino or Parmesan, grated as finely as possible. Cook the pasta in very well salted water. While it cooks, zest the whole lemon into a wide bowl, a big handful of zest, more than you think you need. Squeeze in the juice, add 2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil, add the honey, not a lot, just enough to round out the sharpness of the lemon, a small pinch of salt, a good amount of black pepper, strip the thyme leaves in, and stir it all together. When the pasta is done, reserve a mug of the cooking water before you drain it. This is important. Drain the pasta, add it straight to the bowl with the lemon and honey, and toss everything together. Add a splash of the cooking water to help it come together into something silky rather than sticky. Then, and this is the most important part, add the cheese generously. Too much is better than not enough. Eat it in a wide bowl with bread on the side, and if you can manage it, eat it outside or at a table near an open window. The meal benefits enormously from fresh air. It takes 20 minutes. It costs almost nothing. It tastes so specifically like June that I make it at least once every week of the month. And it's different every time depending on the herbs and which lemons I have and how warm the evening is. That's the thing about seasonal cooking. It's never quite the same twice, which I find one of its greatest virtues. A moment, because while you're here, I want to introduce you to something I love. You're all here because you love the seasons. You love the rhythm of a house that changes with the light and the feeling that ordinary days can hold something beautiful in them. And I genuinely think that some of you are going to fall in love with this. There's a book that I'd like you to know about. It's called Daughter of Water, the first in a fantasy series called the Verdalian Chronicles. It follows a young woman named Heidi who discovers that what she thought was ordinary about herself is anything but. The magic in it is tied to the natural world, to the seasons, to the elements, to the kind of beauty that lives in things that grow and change. It's clean and lyrical with a slow-burning love story that has real patience in it. My husband Samuel and I wrote it together over a period of years. It found a few kind audiences along the way. It's an NIEA finalist and a reader's favorite 5-star, and it also has the Indie Brag medallion, so I'm quietly proud of it. You will find it at damps.com, that's DAMPTS.com, and on Amazon in ebook and paperback format. and the links are down in the show notes. It's a world I love, and I would be so glad if it found its way to you. Now, where were we? There was a letter this week from someone who writes, "Cooking has always felt like a chore to me. I do it because I have to, not because I enjoy it, and I feel guilty about that because I know I should probably enjoy it more. How do you make it feel like something other than another thing on the list?" Oh, I feel this. I really do. And I want to say something that I think doesn't get said enough. You are not obliged to enjoy cooking. Some people genuinely don't, and that is perfectly fine, and the guilt is not useful. But if you want to enjoy it, which I think might be what you're actually asking, I think the problem is usually not the cooking itself. It's the circumstances around it. Cooking after a long day when you're tired in a kitchen that feels like a source of stress rather than pleasure, making food for people who may or may not appreciate it against a background of needing to also do 6 other things. Under those conditions, almost no one enjoys cooking. The thing that changed it for me was making the kitchen a pleasant place to be before I started cooking anything, which is what the 30-second routine I mentioned before is about. Clear the counter, put something on to listen to, fill a glass of water. Those things take less than a minute and they change the register of the whole experience. And then make simple things. Don't attempt anything that requires your full attention on a Tuesday evening when you have nothing left. Save the ambitious recipes for the days when you have time and curiosity. On the ordinary days, make pasta. Make the things that take 20 minutes and taste like someone cared. You don't have to be a person who loves cooking. You just have to be a person who eats well enough that Thursday evenings feel like a small pleasure rather than a small defeat. The lemons are finally off the counter. They are now in the pasta, which is on the stove, which smells exactly like it should. I keep thinking about Brillat-Savarin's line, "Tell me what you eat, and I will tell you what you are." I hope what I am is a person who puts too much lemon in things and not quite enough pasta water, and who eats outside whenever possible and who is fairly happy about it. I hope your Thursday has something warm and simple in it, even if it's not the pasta, even if it's just a good cup of tea and something eaten slowly with the window open. Come back tomorrow. I'll be in the parlor. Until then, take good care of yourself.